What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee. We're going to do a quick recap of Toya and Reginae. Now, if you watch my YouTube channel, you know I already did a review on episode 1 and 2. Actually, I think I did a review up to episode 4. So now we are up to episode 7. So what we have missed is that Toya is still feuding with Casey, okay? Her brother Casey is giving her a lot of problems. She done had to block Casey from her phone, child. He is just not giving what he needs to have gave as far as a relationship with her. Casey, in my opinion, Casey is very entitled. Casey feels like Toya should be the one to, because she has all these connections in the industry. It's like he talks out of the side of his neck. One minute he's saying that Toya is not responsible for his life. He's a grown man. But then the next minute he's like, she has all these connections, so she should help him. It's like she dang if she do, dang if she don't. So Casey, you at this point, I'm really just tired of all the woe is me behavior from him. He really needs to grow up. And I'm glad that Toya is taking her family over, her immediate family over the needs of her family, her brothers and her mama and all of them, because it seems like for too long she has put them before everything else. And they're just looking to her to fix everything. But Toya has put herself in a position where she's constantly the one fixing things, the one that shows up for everybody. And it really seems like they don't appreciate it. Even in a conversation that her mom had with her when Toya was, and we'll talk about this, where Toya was apologizing to her mother for the way things happened with her and her dad at the reunion that Toya had put together. Her mother was like, well, that's your job as the daughter. You supposed to be the one that is the middle person between everybody. And it's like, that's a lot of responsibility that they put on Toya for her to be the mediator, the fixer, the go-to person every time something happens in one of their lives. Just like with Beatty. Beatty got into a car accident and Toya was the first person that she called to come and pick her and her girlfriend that Beatty didn't even tell Toya that she got back with. They got into a car accident and Toya was the one there coming to rescue them and take them to the hospital. It's like when you try to play dirty and you do little stuff, God works in mysterious ways where you ended up having to tell Toya on your own, even though Walter had already slipped up and told Toya that Beatty and Mel were back together. I don't understand how Beatty can be living in Toya's house and not tell her that she back with this girl. But at the end of the day, I didn't really ever trust Mel because Mel was the one messing with other dudes and this, that, and the third, and telling Beatty that they were just friends and they just had a connection but never had a title. Now they have a title and Beatty scared to tell Toya that they actually in a relationship. Or are they in a relationship? Are y'all claiming each other? Is she full-blown lesbianist this time? Is she being honest with you? I don't know. But moving on to this, back to this Casey thing. Casey, yeah, Toya, I wouldn't be dealing with him. Casey got a whole lot of issues. He got issues with his child and the baby mama. Apparently, you know, he done some weird stuff where the baby mama don't want him to take the kid without her supervision for too long. Like, Toya can get her nephew whenever she wants, but the mama don't even want his daddy watching him, because apparently the first time Casey did get his son, he took him to a casino and left him in the car while he went gambling, allegedly. That's what the baby mama said. So she's like, you're irresponsible, so I can't leave my child with you. That's just a no-go. And I understand that. You can't be trying to, on the surface, make everybody else. Words mean nothing. Actions speak way louder than words. And you're sitting up here telling everybody that you are paying for stuff for your son. You are there for your son. But nobody sees you doing it. Casey talks a lot of game. And he thinks that somebody owes him something, in my opinion. And I'm just tired of it. He thinks Toya owe him an apology. Toya owe him a rap career. Toya owe him some of her success. I don't know. But just because she's your big sister doesn't mean that she's responsible for your life. And you have got to grow up, Casey. You were even mad at Reginae because you said that she bought Armand a $20,000 watch, and that's not the case. She said she didn't do that. I watched her on Carlos King's interview that he did with her, and she said it was a $4,000 watch, and that Armand has bought her way more things, way more expensive items than that. But at the end of the day, Reginae is grown, and that was her boyfriend at the time. And what she does with her money has nothing to do with you. You're not entitled to that girl's money because she has money because her dad is Lil Wayne. It's weird to me that this dude he just has a level of entitlement that is just unbelievable. Now, the older brother, Walter, tries to talk sense into Casey at times, and even Casey is going to a therapist. And that scene with the therapist where Toya actually decided to go to the therapy session, I like that therapist. Their therapist is looking at him like, are you tripping? You tripping. Like, I got to do some work here. That's what the therapist was looking like to me. Like she needs to, she really got to do some work on Casey. Because Casey, I don't feel like he's telling the therapist the whole story. And with Toya going to that therapy session with them, I think that it really showed that he's not being honest. He's playing the woe is me game. And now she has both sides of the story. Moving on to the family reunion, because Toya ultimately wants to get all of her father's children together. So there was rumors that it was 17 kids, then it was 26 kids, child. I don't know, but let's look at the picture and see. So if you count everybody in the picture, okay, there's 14 children in the picture. Now remember, 2 of them were unalived, unfortunately. Toya's brothers, they're no longer with us. Then Walter couldn't come, the oldest son, okay, which there is another son named Walter. So there's 2 Walter Juniors, okay. Listen, Papa was a Rolling Stone, evidently. So in the last 2 episodes, Nita, which is Toya's mother, she is the mother of 6 of the children. She's the mother of Walter, Toya, Casey, Beatty, and the 2 brothers that are no longer with us, okay? So she feels like, I had all these kids for you or whatever, and then you go and have all these kids on me. I feel like you owe me an apology. A lot of people watch this show and they wonder why Toya is so hard on her mother, but I think that people are missing the fact that Toya's mother was very wayward with narcotics, okay? There are certain behaviors that she exhibits sometimes that I think are triggering for Toya, that Toya may be like, are you on that stuff again? You know, what's going on? Are you okay? Type of stuff. I think she's looking at her with her third eye, and it could be, it's traumatizing for her. So her having these back and forths with the dad, they usually laugh it off, but the mother was serious. She wanted an apology. I think the mother still has an affinity for the dad, and I think she felt like they were going to end up getting back together or something. I don't know what her mama wanted, but the mother was mad at Toya because she felt like Toya doesn't take her side. But the mother puts a lot on Toya. The mother, Casey, I haven't seen Walter. I think Walter is there to try to help, but Walter is trying to get his life together too. But I feel like the mom's feelings should be heard, though, because even Reginae stepped up for her grandmother and said, y'all are not listening to her. Y'all just laughing this stuff off. She's serious. So Toya ended up apologizing to her mother for not, seeing her full side, because her friend Danielle told her, listen, this really is hurting her. So her dad, Walter, apologized to Mama Nita. They hug it out. Toya apologized to her mother. All is good. The family, everybody starts dancing, having a good old time. Walter felt like, he was sad because he couldn't apologize to his sons that are no longer with him. And that apology that he gave Nita, he wishes that he could have apologized to them for the lack of relationship that they had. All in all, Toya is the peacemaker. She's the glue to this family, and that can be very challenging, and that's a lot on her. So hopefully they can fix that and the drama can trail off. But comment down below, what do y'all think about the show so far? And do you think Casey is tripping? Toya, you need to keep him blocked.